Good evening, Arklatex. I'm First Alert meteorologist Jake Lambright. The First Alert weather day continues as we head into Friday evening and Friday night, mainly for areas near and north of I-30. That's where parts of the area are already included in a tornado watch that runs now through 10 o'clock this evening for the counties shaded in magenta. Again, it's a First Alert weather day today, mainly for those counties north of the I-30 corridor. There's a very, very low chance for strong storms, a level 1 marginal risk for those shaded in the darker green color. Again, we're going to be watching things closely. First Alert weather days continue into tomorrow. Tonight's threats include large hail, the potential for a tornado or two, maybe even a strong tornado north of I-30, and damaging winds. Isolated rain right now is out there across the Arklatex. This is recorded just before 6 p.m. Some smaller showers and storms like this one south of Marshall are out there, and at the time of this recording, that storm not severe. However, I'm watching things just off to our east. You'll notice those isolated storms are strengthening and really starting to take shape out there. Those are the kinds of storms we'll have to watch out for north of I-30 tonight. Here's a look at that severe weather risk. Again, we've got a level 3 out there toward McCurtain County and northern Red River County in northeastern Texas here in this kind of darker shading. A slight risk level 2 out of 5 out toward Texarkana and Mount Pleasant, and those south have a lower severe risk. It is a marginal risk, which is a level 1 out of 5 on the severity scale. So for those in the slight and enhanced risk area, or where you see the brighter colors along and north of I-30 on those threat maps there, that's where we have more elevated potentials for hail, tornadoes, and damaging winds. Let's talk timing for the storms tonight. Again, you'll see those storms staying very, very isolated. There's a snapshot closer to 9-10 p.m. and you'll notice a couple of those little isolated storms continuing on overnight, and then we transition to a line of storms on Saturday. Of course, the First Alert weather day continues into Saturday as well. More of the Arklatex is included in a slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 5 on the severity scale. The tornado threat tomorrow, as of now, stays very low. It's the hail threat and wind threat we'll have to watch for much of the area. You'll see that gnarly line of storms starting to arrive as we head into the early to middle part of the morning. Then as round 1 of storms starts to slack off, you'll see some storms coming off the Dallas-Fort Worth metro here. That could be our round 2 of storms moving through closer to dinner time, with things quieting down closer to the 8 to 10 p.m. time frame tomorrow night. When it comes to the flood risk, there's a slight risk along north of I-30, so Mount Pleasant, Texarkana, McCurtain County, that's where the best chance of any localized flooding is tonight. Tomorrow, that slight risk expands to include more of the Arklatex from Texarkana south, even toward areas like Alexandria. Sunday, the local flood threat will be much lower and wrapping up toward the evening. So here's a look at rainfall potential over the next 7 days, and this is accounting for additional rain chances as we head toward the middle of next week. Speaking of the middle of next week, we're already outlined in another severe weather risk for Wednesday, that being a slight risk level 2 out of 5. Of course, once we get past this weekend, we'll be within that time window where we can fine-tune that forecast a little bit more. Of course, we'll be keeping you posted on changes there. With all of this rain that we're getting over the next couple of days, next week's drought monitor should show some great improvement across the Arklatex. For now, things are looking great in Shreveport-Bossier. We've got a little bit of a glow there from the sunset just before 6 o'clock tonight. Temperatures in the mid-80s, winds a little bit stronger out of the south-southeast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Right now, temperatures in the low 80s out toward DeQueen and Idabel, 85 in Texarkana, 84 in Shreveport, and lower 80s as you get down toward Florine and Natchitoches. It's going to stay warm and muggy as we go throughout the night. Tonight, a quick check of your First Alert 7-day forecast here. Again, Saturday remaining a First Alert weather day. Then rain chances a little bit more isolated to scattered Sunday through Tuesday. Tuesday night, Wednesday, during the day Wednesdays when we've got that next round of stronger storms. After Saturdays, we'll be keeping a close eye on it and, of course, keeping you up to date with the latest.